OpenClaw has taken the AI world by storm and become one of the fastest growing open source projects right now. So in this video, I'm going to show you a complete blueprint to get up and running with your own Cloud bot. And in fact, not just one, I'll show you how I created 3 AI employees that work 24/7 for me. Neo is an AI engineer. Then there's Pulse, that is a deep researcher that gets me the latest and greatest in the AI and machine learning space. And finally, there's Pixel, which is my very own graphic designer that given a query or given a concept, it understands what I need and it creates a really great diagram for me. We'll see them in action very soon. So if you stay with me in this video, here's what you are going to learn today. We'll start with a complete architectural overview of how CloudBot works under the hood. Then we'll set up our own CloudBot and actually multiple CloudBots and control all of them right from my Telegram. As you can see, all of these bots are available in my Telegram also, and I can control them from here. And we'll also see how you can add custom skills to your bots or the AI agents that you're building from a repository which has 45,000 plus skills. And I'll also show you how you can set up cron jobs so that your AI employees are working 24/7 even when you are sleeping. So without any further ado, let me first show you what's exactly possible with what I built. So I have built 3 AI employees using OpenClaw, and I want to give you a quick demo of how each one of them work. So let me open my Telegram app here. So first one is Neo, and Neo is basically a software developer come AI engineer who can write training scripts for you, can set up data pipelines, can build full stack applications. And let me just quickly test it out and show you how exactly it can, run the code, execute it, and send back results to you. So right now I'm in my Telegram app and I'm interacting with Neo. So let's fire up a query. So basically what I'm asking Neo is to create a minimum animation that visualizes gradient descent, show a ball rolling down the loss curve to find the minimum. So basically we wanted to create a 3 blue, 1 brown like animation using the manim library. So let's fire up this query. And ideally to achieve this, Neo should be able to, first install manim, then write a script based on the description that we have given, and then run the script, render a video and send it back to us on Telegram. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so it took its time, but we have the video that we wanted. So yeah, this is it. And you can see the ball is rolling and it is, finding the minima. So yeah, this is truly mind blowing. And in fact, like you can configure it to have access to your GitHub repository, your code base. It can look at the issues and based on that fix them and make PRs. All of that is possible. So I just wanted to show you like how easy it is to control it from your Telegram, and then it is something that can work even when you are sleeping. So now let's move to Pulse. Pulse is my deep researcher. Her job is to keep me updated with the daily digest of the latest and greatest that is happening in the AI space. So I just asked it, give me my daily digest of what's happening in the AIML space today. So it will fetch the best news from Reddit. Like I configured it to scan through a few channels. It will also go to trending papers and repositories. It will also go to GitHub trending, and it is also going to scan some of the top news sources. And every day I have also set up a cron job that every day at 8 a.m. you should be sending me this daily digest. So I get to know what's happening in the space in just 10 minutes. All right, so we have the result, and I have configured it to make sure that it also lists the date of the event that is happening, and along with that it also gives you the citation or the link to the actual source from where this news has been fetched. And this is really impressive. We all know about the Anthropic and OpenAI war drama. This is a recent news, and you can see like Pulse is able to fetch the entire story around it. So Anthropic versus OpenAI Super Bowl ad war. So yeah, I mean pretty cool. I do not have to scan through hundreds of pages to stay up to date with all the news. And along with that, it's not just the news that is happening. I have also configured it to go to Hugging Face, check the latest papers and trending repositories and stuff like that. So it gives me a copy of that as well. Maybe I need to improve it a bit, like the way things are rendered, but if I render it in the actual application, then the markdown shows properly. But I mean, that is a small thing. I can easily fix that. And I have also configured it to scan through Reddit. It is going through r/local llama, fetching some of the top posts from there. So yeah, that's how Pulse works. And finally, my third employee is Pixel. Pixel is a graphic designer, and here's what's cool about this. I configured Pixel to understand how we create designs at Daily Dose of Data Science. So it generates Excalibur style hand-drawn diagrams that match our brand. And I just asked it to, create a nice diagram showing the end-to-end MLOps cycle. So we are just waiting for it to respond, and let's see how it goes. All right, so we can see the diagram here. So one thing what happened right before the demo was like I consumed all my credits for Nano Banana. Currently, I have to configure it to OpenAI's image gen, but I mean that's a fairly easy thing. Like I'll just need to change an API key and I can hook it back to Nano Banana. And in that case, the diagram are going to be even better. So we all know like Nano Banana is really cool. But anyways, like you got the point, like how it works and how effective it is. Plus these three things that I built, I've been working with them to build them for over last 3 to 4 days, and I still need to refine them a lot, of course, but even the first interaction that I'm having with them is like really impressive, and they're already solving some really good problems for me and saving me a lot of time as well. So if you find this exciting and want to build something similar, just stay with me. I'll tell you everything step by step on how you can do the same. Before you build anything, let's understand how OpenClaw works under the hood. Everything starts on the left. These are your inputs, the way you talk to your agent. You have Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp. You can connect it to any app that you want. You also have cron job, which are basically scheduled trigger. Think of them as alarm clocks for your agent. So let's say every morning at 7:30 a.m., check my calendar, send me a summary. And I have similarly configured Pulse, which is one of my agents that is working for me. It sends me the daily digest of what's happening in the AI world every day at 8:30 a.m. All of these inputs flow into the gateway core, which is what we have here. And it's a daemon process that is running 24/7 on your server, and it is basically the heart of our system. So inside this, we have a message router, which figures out where the incoming message need to go. Then we have the session manager, and this is the key. So a session is a persistent conversation with its own history, its own context, and its own memory. So each session is completely independent, and when you run multiple agents, you are really just running multiple sessions. So this session manager takes care of it. And finally, we have the cron scheduler managing all the time tasks as we just discussed. And then we have a WebSocket API giving you programmatic control over everything that is happening. The gateway then passes the message to PI agent, which is the reasoning engine of our system. And this is where the actual thinking happens. It takes the message, the conversation history, and decides what exactly it needs to do. So to think, it calls the LLM provider, and you can choose any LLM provider that you want. OpenClaw is agnostic to model, but that said, I have configured it with Minimax, and in fact, Minimax is the model that is also officially endorsed by the founder of the OpenClaw application. And the reason being, I've seen that it's a really capable agentic model, and you get to do everything at 1/10 the cost of models like Claude, Opus, and all. Now, here's what separates an agent from a chatbot. It has access to your entire file system. It has access to your shell so that it can run commands, it can execute code, and do whatever it wants. Along with that, your agent can have access to your browser. It can use the browser on your behalf and call any API that you want. And all of that needs somewhere to live. So that's where the workspace comes in. And it is a directory on the disk, which is basically containing all the files like agent.md that kind of gives the agent instruction or what it needs to do. It has the heartbeat, the tools that it needs to call. It also has the identity plus sol.md is another interesting file that we are going to see, like what exactly that means. So basically, these are sophisticated prompts telling your agent what it is, how it's supposed to behave, what tools it can call. And along with that, I need to mention here, like there's a directory of skills that you want to add to it. So I already showed you in the beginning that we are going to use this repository of skills, which have 42,000 skills. We can pick from there based on our use case and add it to our agent. So all of that is going to reside inside agent's own workspace. So this is its playground. It can do whatever it wants inside this in order to solve a task that you have assigned it to do. So that's the full flow. You send a message through Telegram. The gateway receives this message and routes it to the right session or the right agent that is going to handle it. Then the PI agent thinks about like what exact action it needs to take, the tool it needs to call, or what exactly it needs to read from the workspace. So basically, on the basis of that, it is going to hit an LLM API and send the response back to the user. So this is how the entire process works. So now that you have a fair understanding of what a CloudBot can do, as I already showed you some demos. And also we have a really nice overview of the architecture as well, like what exactly are the component and how they come together to make your bots so amazing. So I think it's the right time to sit down and actually move into the hands-on part of this demo, wherein we are going to, set up our first CloudBot step by step. So let's do that. So I'll just come to their official website, and there's a single command that you can use to set it up, whether you are on Mac, Linux, or Windows. It's fairly easy to do that. So let's copy this. I'll now open my terminal. I first need to uninstall everything that I've already done. So let's uninstall everything that we already have. All right, so now we have uninstalled OpenClaw, and it's time to start everything from scratch. So this is the first. You just need to go to your terminal, run this command. The first message that you get is I understand this is powerful and inherently risky. So let's say yes. Let's go to the onboarding mode and choose Minimax as the model provider, and you can see it says that M2.1 is one of the recommended models to go with the CloudBot or OpenClaw. So I'll select Minimax Auth. I'll authorize this. Authorization is successful. Let's come back to so we have been authorized, and let's keep it as Minimax M2.1. And now it's time to configure our Telegram bot. So you can also connect it to WhatsApp or any other bot that we've seen, but since we were going with Telegram in this demo, so again let's set up Telegram only. It gives you like all the instruction. You go to bot father, create a new bot, grab a token from there. So let's do that. Let's call it Tony Stark. And now we need to choose a username for this bot. So, and it should end with the underscore bot. That is what bot father is saying. So let's do that. So you have to choose a random name, because like if you do something absolutely common, then it is going to have a clash with the name that someone already has. So let's do that. It says that it's a invalid name. Just go with this suggestion that it is giving, right? And add a few extra characters to it. All right, so we have our new bot created, and this is the bot token that we needed. So if you click on this, it's already copied to clipboard, and this is our new bot Tony Stark that we just created. And let's get back to the terminal. You just paste your bot token here. So let's configure some skills, like if you want to add some skills. So in here, like you can select whatever you want. Along with that, I'll also show you like how you can add custom skills that you need from the repository that we just saw. But for now, like these are the skills that are available here. If you see like you already want to configure it with one of them, you can do that. But for now, I'll just skip it because I probably do not need any of it for what I'm trying to do. So we'll basically try to recreate Pulse, which is our AI news aggregator. And in order to do that, we'll be using Firecrawl's CLI skill and add it to our agent. And this will give it access to high quality web data. It can search through web, it can scrape all the website, also has capabilities to understand let's say the images and everything that is there on the website that we are scraping. That is why the responses that we are getting from Pulse were really great. So no, I do not need Google Places API. Right, so here you can configure Nano Banana Pro if you have the API. Like in that case, like it will be using Nano Banana Pro to generate all the designs for you in case if you want that. But let's not do that, and I don't need Notion also. Yes, let's add OpenAI for image gen in case if we need to do that. Okay, now my API key is visible. Probably I'll have to, not probably, I'll have to revoke it after this demo. And so there's one more interesting thing that I forgot to tell you. You can also either install Whisper on the machine where you have your CloudBot running, or you can use OpenAI's Whisper. So what happens is, so once you do that, you can directly send voice messages to your Telegram bot. I've already tried it. Maybe we can, do this with this bot that we are creating. So no, I do not need 11 Lab, and it says that the gateway service already installed. So let's restart it. All right, so I think our agent is up and running. So let's say let's try to, directly message it from Telegram. So this is the bot that we created. So let's start. All right, so it says that you need to configure the access for this user. So let's do that. And I'm just going to, copy this command from here. Go to a new terminal tab. And I also need to paste this code that is generated. All right, so now we are an approved user. We can directly interact with this. So let's say hello. All right, so we can see like it is able to respond, and we have connected it to the bot that we just created. So the next thing that I want to do here is, or plus what I wanted to show you here is, so this is the project that we have. So once you install OpenClaw, it creates a .openclaw directory in your home directory, and inside which you can see like the entire project structure, or how things are configured, and what all files are there in this particular project. So now you see like this is the workspace that we are talking about. If you remember, the workspace that we had here, it's coming from this workspace. So this workspace is here. Along with that, our agents are configured here. So you can see the main agent, and these are its auth profiles. So if I open it up, it will just show you like, which channels it's connected to, and the model.js file might contain like, all the details about what model it has connected to, and the APIs keys and stuff like that. So probably I'll just avoid opening that, but you just get the idea like what all these files are, right? So currently, since we have only created one agent, so it shows that agent main. So I'll also show you like, let's say, this is just one employee or one agent that you have. And if you want to create more, how exactly they are going to get structured. But you are going to, see all of them inside in here in the agents directory. So coming to the next part, then comes sessions. So as I explained in the beginning, every agent or every interaction that you have is actually an independent session, right? So all the session or all the chat history and everything are independently managed. So the sessions use a JSON NL file to record all your interactions that you had with the bot. So sessions are basically an independent interaction that is happening with a particular agent. And this is very important because the agent that you create can also have multiple sub agents that it need to spawn to achieve a particular task, right? So there's a nice way how all of the memory and everything is managed, and it also makes sure that let's say if a sub agent is running, it is not polluting your main session, because this is something that is going to persist over time, and it helps the agent understand like or let's say learn from experience. So it is kind of acting as a memory for your agent. Then next and the most important thing, as we also show in the architecture, is the workspace. We'll come to tool access and adding skills as well. So workspace is where we have all this interesting file. So we have an agents.md file. So this is basically, telling the agent what it is, what kind of permission it has, what is its role, and how it can, kind of achieve all the tasks that it is supposed to do, right? So this is kind of a user manual for the agent to achieve its objective. And along with that, there are a lot of other files as well. So to think about it, you can also just think of it as, a kind of a system prompt that the agent has, but along with that, this system prompt is nicely stored and organized into multiple files. So first, let's talk about Sol, right? So if we think about this example of, let's say, if it is Tony Stark, it is going to have a different soul or a personality. And if it is Pepper Potts or someone else, like, it is going to have a different personality. Same goes with, let's say, if you have an engineer or a designer, both are going to have kind of a different soul, but yes, of course, they have to be helpful assistant as well. Similarly, along with soul, you have the identity. Identity is something, soul is something which is internal, like how you behave and all. Now, identity is like who you are, what other people should call you. So this is going to be the name of your agent and stuff like that. And whether it's an AI, robot, familiar, ghost, stuff like that, right? What's your vibe? How exactly, you communicate? what's your tone and stuff like that. And all of these can be configured inside here. Then tools give you, details about like what tools do you have access to. Let's say if you have a skill, like how exactly you can use this skill and all. So that is going to be here. So now let's try to add a new skill. As I mentioned, we have access to a lot of skills, and we are going to add fire crawl as one of the skills to this agent. So again, I'll just go to skills.md. I'll click on search for fire crawl, and in here we have fire crawl CLI. So I just copy it from here. Since this is a skill that I want to add specifically for this particular agent, right? So first I'm going to move into workspace. Otherwise, like if I just add it inside .openclaw, this skill is going to be, at the entire project level, and multiple agent can then use it. But I want this particular agent that we built to have access to this skill exclusively. So I'll go to workspace, and inside here I'm going to run this command. So yes, you can select like this CLI skill works with any agent that you're working with, whether it's Cloud Code, client, and currently we are interested in OpenClaw. So let's do that. So I want to install it in the current directory instead of globally. Just go with what's the recommended way, and we'll proceed with installation. So now you can see we have a skill ready, and it's already added in here. So this is the fire crawl skill. It is same as the skills that we have with Cloud Code and all, right? So it has a skills.md file that basically tells like what this skill can achieve and all. And along with that, like in here, it has some rules it needs to follow. And along with that, if you want to add some custom scripts, you can easily add it here, so that, based on the skill.md, the agent would understand like what this skill is supposed to do. And if there are any utility or helper scripts that it need to run to achieve the task, that can be added here. So we have the fire crawl skill ready. So now I've just come to Telegram, and I'm instructing it like who you are, what you're supposed to do and all. Ideally, like it should have asked me that question. But anyways, it's fairly easy to, configure and directly tell it, okay, who you are, what you're supposed to do. And I can also mention that you have a really good skill called CLI. So use that. So now it is trying to further clarify like what all you need exactly. So let's take all of them. I need a morning summary. I'll also tell it, 10 bullet points every day, and we'll also tell it like what all Reddit channels I'm interested in. I mean, you can always add more and all. I just wanted to quickly show you how easy it is to configure it. Now, based on this, I'll show you how exactly it, updates its agent.md, its identity, and the tools that it has access to and all. So we'll see that. All right, so it got us some latest news. I mean, we still need to give the instruction that I also need citation all, but that can be, easily done. It's fairly easy to do that. And so it has got us some news, and finally it is asking, want me to set this up as a daily cron job at specific time? Yes, send this to me every day at 8 a.m. in the morning. So now once I tell it that I want this to be happening every day at 8 a.m., it is going to send me this daily digest without fail right on my Telegram, and I just need to go wake up and get to know about everything that's happening in the world. All right, so you can see like the cron job is set, and every day it is going to trigger. The cron job is also something that we discussed in here. So this is also one of the way you can activate your agent to work on a particular task that you have. I mean, you can do it programmatically as well, right? I'll show you like if you want to programmatically set up a cron job. So it's fairly easy. Like you can just run this command, OpenClaw cron add. Like if you want to, be more specific about, or you want to have more control over it. So just give the name of the cron job, the time. So in this case, like it's 7 a.m. and the time zone. The session should be isolated. If you remember, I told you like there's a main session, and then this cron job is going to run inside a separate session, so that it does not pollute your main chat history or the main interaction that you have with the agent, right? So it is going to run inside a separate session. And yeah, so this is the message that you can tell it. Like in your case, maybe we want it to, give us the daily digest of what's happening in the AI world. Select the model channel where you want to send it. In our case, it's going to be Telegram, but you can also do it with WhatsApp. Now that you understood like how to create a single agent, it's time to know how to go from 1 to 10 and up to n agents. So that is also fairly easy. I mean, you just need to, go to a new tab, and OpenClaw makes it super easy for you. Just type in, you give the name of this agent. So let's call it, Neo. So we want it to be our programmer. So now it's asking like, should I create a separate workspace for it? Of course, like this agent need to have a separate workspace. Now, the second thing is whether we want to it to have the same profile as main. No, we do not want it to have the same profile. So let's configure the agent for this. So again, we are going to go with Minimax. With OAuth, we are going to select global since we are international users. Next thing that it needs to do is to, configure channels. So let's configure the channels now. Again, we want it to be a Telegram bot. So it says that Telegram is already configured, but now since this is a separate agent, it has its separate memory and session. So we want to configure it with a different channel. So let's say we'll modify the settings. So default is already there. We'll add a new channel, call it as Neo Telegram channel. So we want to use a different token now. So you'll have to select no and add the token for Neo. Since I've already deleted my previous configuration, so I can again hook my Neo that we just demoed in here as well. So let me grab the token. And we already finished. We do not need any additional channels. So let's call it finish. And yes, pairing recommended. And it says that route selected channel to this agent now. So I said yes. So let's go to Neo now, and Neo should be able to hook it up to this new thing that we created. So let's say hi. It's typing, as you can see here. So now Neo says that I just came online, fresh, no start. So who I am, who are you? So basically this is where it is asking who, what it is supposed to do. And it also tries to know about you. And accordingly, like, it is going to update all its file. So, I mean, we can give it again, all the instruction and everything that it is supposed to do and all. So let me just show you my older configuration for the agents that I had. So let's go to cursor, I'm in cloud.cp. So let's check what we have for Pixel, right? So as I mentioned, that Pixel fully understands my needs, who am I and what it is supposed to do. So there's a user file also, right? We discussed about the soul skill, and along with that, we can add a bunch of other files as well. And then there's a skill in here as well, right? So this skill is basically the skill to create images you can using OpenAI's image gen. And there's a file called user.md, and inside this it understands like who is the user. So the user is Akshay Pachar, and what projects do I usually work on, what are my requirements, and stuff like that. So it fully understands what things I need to focus on and what exactly I need out of it. So the agent has understanding about who is trying to control it, the human of the agent, which is me in this case. And then the agent file has all the rest of the details, like this is kind of a function or a user manual for the agent, like how it is supposed to function and complete its tasks. So that's all about it. And lastly, I also wanted to touch upon something really interesting. So there's along with cron job, we also have heartbeat. So heartbeat is basically a periodic check-in. Every 30 minutes by default, your agent wakes up, glances at your inbox, calendar, or pending task, and whatever you want it to do, right? So you can configure the heartbeat, like what should be its frequency, whether it should be 30 minutes, whether it should be 15 minutes, you can easily configure that, right? So in that case, what happens is your agents are not running all the time. Let's say if you just configure your agent to check your email every time a new email comes. And now maybe it happens that every hour you are getting 100 emails. So it is not wise to wake it up every time and make an LLM call, and it is going to be very costly. So this is where heartbeat comes in. So if you want your agent to do some periodic scans, let's say at every 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, you can do that. And then we have cron jobs, and cron jobs are something which are more specific. I want a particular task to happen that exactly at 8 a.m. So you configure your, or let's say, add a cron job that it is going to, fire up a query and send it to your PI agent through the gateway every day at 8 a.m. with whatever task that the agent is supposed to do, right? So that's a subtle difference you need to understand here. But both of these things help you to, autonomously control your agent, and also making sure that if you want periodic scans, you can decide the frequency so that your LLM is not being called at every event that is happening, and you also end up saving a lot of tokens as well. So with that, we have come to the end of this tutorial, and I'm also going to create a bunch of other good tutorials in this series. So one that I like in particular is how CloudBot is, or let's say OpenClaw is managing its memory. Currently, it's relying on BM25 for keyword search and vector search. But I mean, what if we can add something like a knowledge graph memory? Because as you interact with it, the sessions are going to get longer and longer, correct? So in that case, like, it would be much better to have a human-like memory that is available to it, and it can actually, capture all the nodes and important entities and the relationship between them, right? So giving it a true human-like feel in the longer run. So we'll work on that, and maybe, giving a unified memory access to all the agents so that they can also share tasks and delegate tasks to each other. So that is going to be very interesting, something that I'm going to cover very soon. But for this video, I think that is all I wanted to share with you today. And I hope you found it helpful. If you did, make sure that you like this post, and also let me know in the comments anything else that you would want me to cover, and any particular use case that you're trying to solve with the CloudBot. So that's all for today. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.